Hello, and welcome to the You Must Be Joking podcast with me, Player 2.
Player 1.
And Player 3.
From this point onwards, You Must Be Joking contains spoilers. Please be wary of the spoilers.
So, we are reviewing The Incredibles 2, and we shall start with the Pixar short, which was Bow. I thought it was weird.
But that's Disney shorts for you.
She ate him. She got mad and she ate him.
It was a metaphor.
It was a big metaphor.
It was a mouthful, I think is what you...
It was a mouthful of a metaphor, yes.
I feel like it's a poster for like eating disorders. If you got a problem,
Really?
eat it.
Where the hell...
Where
What?
did you draw that analysis?
Where did you get that from?
I was going to say I
think
found
it's,
it a bit hard to digest. Well, hey.
Oh yeah.
No, I quite liked it.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean Pixar shorts always are, aren't they? I mean, there's the odd bad one, but this one was about on par.
On the animation, I think it is amusing that they're trying to animate Asian people, because in Hollywood there's a distinct lack of BAME people there, and I'd say the woman didn't really look Chinese. She just looked sleepy, but the husband, my God, he was Chinese and a half.
You're saying a bit of a stereotype there.
No. I was just commenting on the animation.
It was good. It was very good representation.
Not of the woman though. I wouldn't say she really looked Chinese.
Well, the actual writer and director, I did a little bit of research. Her name's Domi Shi. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but she was born in China and then moved to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently it's set in Toronto.
Canada.
Yeah, it's set in Toronto.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to that sort of things.
You could tell because of the bloke wearing the Canadian jumper.
And also the CN Tower was in the background.
Yeah, I don't notice these things.
That's my digging over. That's all I found out about that. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. It was a great way to start The Incredibles with a little short.
The whole point of Disney Shorts is basically to test out their new engine. Like if they want to like learn how to animate hair even better, they usually do it in a Pixar short to like see if it's viable.
Well, I didn't notice anything different.
I mean,
Maybe that's
I don't know.
a
I
good
don't know
thing.
what they're exactly demonstrating with that. It's like usually a tech demo type deal.
Maybe it was animating Asian people. Maybe it was their Asian people engine.
Well, Domi Shi is the first female director, I think, for a short. So that's pretty new.
I think I've seen an Asian in a Pixar film before.
Domi Shi.
Yeah, she's the writer.
Never heard of her before.
I think she's quite young.
Okay, that's good. Right, anyone got anything else to say about Bao?
It was great little music, and I remember in the credits they had. Go on, what was it, Player 2? You said it.
Very,
watermelon.
very typical Asian activities occurring with them tapping the watermelon to check it's a good watermelon. It's a very Asian thing to do. Walking around in the Asian supermarkets, you'll see thousands of people around the watermelons tapping them.
No, 1,000 people. I mean, I know China's got a lot of people, but 1,000 people for watermelons.
Around one little stand with watermelons.
All tapping.
That's quite a noise. Are some of them fighting on the same watermelon, just tapping like 100 people on each watermelon?
Do you ever get it where one person taps a watermelon, thinks it's rubbish, and then another person taps it, goes, "This is perfect."
This is the perfect melon.
But we're both tapping it. What the hell are you listening for? How we've got different views?
Maybe it varies family by family. Tradition.
Maybe they're sampling it for the drum track of their new song.
Or just we're gonna line it towards watermelons.
They hold a watermelon, put it near a mic, and then go. Doo, doo, do 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 do.
Well, you'd only get one tune out of a watermelon, really.
Oh, it
No.
just needs
Rubbish.
to be
You
a
can get loads of
drum.
tunes out of a watermelon.
It's percussion.
Yeah,
Just it harder.
The sky's
yeah
the
exactly.
limit.
But you,
Just
but you don't want to break
don't
it.
crack it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
very
crack your melon,
fragile.
son.
That'd be for the finale, though, wouldn't it?
What? Go. Just. You just like smashing your guitar up at the end, isn't it? Slap the
Be like
watermelon
that
so
cymbal
hard.
bit.
Oh yes, set your melon on fire.
Yeah. Start throwing it against the floor. Put your foot through it.
It's not as impressive though, is it?
It's a watermelon. What are you expecting here?
I mean, it's not going to fly.
I feel like we've gone off track.
We have gone a bit off track.
I don't know what about. That's what the
Right.
whole show's about.
We
Going
must
off
be
track.
joking.
Is it? I thought it was three average people talking about whatever came to mind.
And that came to mind.
True.
It
I
was very
suppose.
organic.
Yes, like a fungus.
Lovely.
Like a fungus.
What a great analogy for our listeners. So, You Must Be Joking podcast is like a fungus. Spreads quickly, violently, and loves dark, moist conditions.
I never said violently. I don't think fungus spreads violently, does
Oh,
it?
fungus can be violent. Just think of those Thai
Yeah, but it
cave
can
boys.
be violent. I've seen Player 2 hack a chicken apart before, and I wouldn't say he's violent.
I am good at hacking up chickens.
But was it alive?
Oh no, I'm not a monster.
Well, and also, I don't know what the RSPCA would say about such things, so we'll say no.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
They will
Case
find
closed.
us.
It was a no.
Well, it wasn't alive by the end of it.
Oh.
How do you define a violent fungus?
Well, there is that fungus which...
Cordyceps.
Or the one that like takes control and makes the anti-zombie?
And then
Yeah,
climbs
but
a
it-
tree.
There are other variants, though. They kind of do it for
Oh.
all sorts of different insects.
It eats it from the inside.
It's a way of keeping balance in the rainforest, like Godzilla. You know, like you remember Godzilla? That guy was like, "It is nature's way of bringing balance." Godzilla, attack the Muto. Godzilla, Godzilla,
Lovely.
Godzilla.
Oh dear.
What did you see? Godzilla. Right. So, what did you think to the return of the Underminer?
I'm always beneath you, but nothing's beneath me.
I think it was a good place to pick up right after the end of the last one.
Yeah. I wouldn't have liked it to be fast forwarded 20 years and then they had to explain everything.
To be honest, though, I don't know what it added.
What, going straight?
Honestly, I think the whole purpose was it just to get John Lasseter in. No.
John who?
John Lasseter's like the guy who's
Ratzenberger.
Ratzenberger.
Oh, John Ratzenberger. I didn't know who you meant.
John Lasseter's the creative director of Pixar, but he had to step down
Did he
for...
resign? Oh, okay. It was controversial. Anyway,
Yes.
back on track.
Well, wait, what did he do?
He touched women inappropriately in the workplace, allegedly.
I think he
Like, what did he touch?
maybe smacked people on the bum.
Smacked? What, like hard or
Unwanted hugs and the such.
unwanted hugs? I've had unwanted hugs before.
Wow, that hurts.
See that shade, mad shade I'm throwing there. So he just hugged people and then he got dismissed, or?
No, he had to step down because of the controversy.
Well, I never heard of it.
Lasseter was known for grabbing, kissing, making comments about physical attributes.
Oh, I see.
But John Ratzenberger has been a lucky charm in, I think, all Pixar films. Is that right?
Could you say he's a lucky charm?
Not Cars 2.
Or-
He wasn't in Cars 2.
No, he was in Cars 2, but he wasn't lucky.
Oh, I see. I think they just call it lucky charm so that, I don't know, the company just doesn't go under.
Yeah, but if he's in every film,
How's he lucky if he's in every film, exactly? Like,
I don't know, it's probably one of the same things that makes them put A113 in this every film. You know, the classroom that they all studied in.
I think that's more of an Easter egg.
Maybe that's how they treat Ratzenberger, as a
He's an egg.
big egg.
he's an Easter egg for people that are deaf.
There you go. What a perfect summary there.
What?
Well, people can't see the character, so they can hear him.
Yes, but he said he's an Easter egg for people who are deaf.
Sorry, I got that completely the wrong way round.
Because he can't. Because everyone's hearing him, so you just that's that bloke.
So it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Right.
But
Okay.
but could you imagine? With the visual Easter eggs, you can miss them.
People
You will always-
freeze frame them all the time, though. Eventually, maybe
But
not
if you were
the general
it-
public.
an audible Easter egg for deaf people.
So it's like the Wilhelm scream.
Imagine if you played the film backwards and it was actually like a recipe on how to make a good orange chicken or something like that.
Why would you want your chicken to be orange?
Do you mean the whole film?
Yeah, or parts of it.
Why
That
it
would
take
be
2
a
hours
long
to make a chicken.
Maybe it's while you're waiting for the oven to
Step 1,
To
preheat the
preheat.
oven. 30 minutes later.
So the preheating time is the amount of time Bao is on.
But that's not playing it backwards. Bow will be right at the end.
Oh yeah, Bao's right at the end.
That's eating time.
So you got 7 minutes to eat, or however long it is. That's about right.
Yeah, I can eat a big meal in about 5 minutes.
You monster.
He hoovers it in.
Oh, another reason why I think the opening is a bit wasted, because really the only point of it was to show that Mr. Incredible's rather destructive, and the Underminder got away, and they never followed it up.
Well, I think if they want to make a new one and like carry on the story, they need an excuse to have Ratzinger in it. Ratzenberger. forget his
Ratzenberger.
name.
Ratzinger's the old Pope. The
He's in it.
former Pope. The only former Pope to have existed that is still alive. May
Because
I
they normally
add.
die in office, don't they?
Yeah,
die
they
in post.
die through their service.
In another point, though, don't you think the raccoon looked a little bit like Pope Ratzinger?
Oh,
No.
dear.
Get a picture of him. I think he looked a little bit like him.
So is that the key theme here? Jack, who can also turn into a satanic baby, is
Attacks
fighting
the,
the former Pope who is a raccoon,
Rooting for a bin, yep. It's been
rooting
tough
through a
some-
bin because it's tough times in the Vatican.
Do Catholics believe in reincarnation?
No,
In a heaven,
Oh,
that's not reincarnation, though, is it?
that's not reincarnation.
just an afterlife. Just an afterlife. I was going to say that I don't think it was completely worthless at the beginning.
I think it was a
They-
good starting point for people who didn't know what was happening. Although it was mainly used for a plot device.
Yeah, but it saw Winston saw the supers in person, which was a big theme, and Frozone actually met with the chauffeur.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I'll give you that. Actually, yeah, there was him. Okay.
So
It was
that
important
was
then.
sort of a meeting, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. In that case, I take it back. It wasn't pointless then.
I mean,
And the
I think
music
all
was great in
all-
that sequence. It was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
I think all parts of the film play a role in like. I don't think any part of it's pointless, whether it's for comedy or story building or whatnot.
Or just to get excited. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it was like to show off the music, which is, as you said, is brilliant.
You could say Reflux was pointless.
Yeah, medical
Oh.
condition or superpower.
To be honest, okay, so I think the purpose of that was toys.
Oh, you're
you
right.
Capitalist pig.
It's gonna be. It's owned by Disney, so of course they're gonna
Yeah,
make.
but who's
going to
buy Reflux?
Children,
A
they
lot
like gross
of
things.
people. A lot of people.
It's like when they made the Lego movie, everybody ran out to buy Unikitty.
Yeah, I can see why they would want to buy Unikitty, but I don't know why they'd want to buy Reflux, an old man who vomits.
Lava or something it looked like, didn't it?
I bet they had a cool action feature in mind for the
What,
toy.
He's gonna fire lava.
Red coloured water.
Well, that's gonna make a mess, isn't it?
Oh, what a Disney care its toys.
No.
Keep that away from the
parent.
white carpet.
No parent would buy that toy.
No.
No sane parent. Anyway,
Some people like to watch the world burn, Player 3.
some men, and the quote is some men want to watch the world burn as well. I'm just throwing it out there. I only found out yesterday, so
If you just listened.
yeah. But I always thought it was people.
She was only 16 years old.
Exactly.
People is more inclusive than men.
You were only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Michael Caine's not in this film, right?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think he is, no.
No.
I liked the Breaking Bad influence though, in it, with Bob Odenkirk and Jonathan Banks.
I don't know who they are.
Which
Well,
was
'cause
Winston.
You're just a flipping ignorant person.
Winston Dever is Bob Odenkirk, and Jonathan Banks is Rick Dicker.
Yeah, it's a shame they couldn't use the original person for Decker, but he died.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
That's what
they
happens
couldn't
when you
use
try
him
and make a
again.
sequel 14 years after the original.
Oi,
Mirage. You remember Mirage from the first film?
Yes.
Her voice actress died.
Wait, who was Mirage?
She was the sidekick to the
silver-haired
bad guy.
lady.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
dear.
Yeah.
Well, the actress who plays Elastigirl, she's like 60, I think.
Holly Hunter. Yeah.
She's all old, so if they want to get a third one, they best do it quick.
Before the kids grow up.
I can't believe they made Cars 2 before they made Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
I just didn't like Cars in general. The first one's okay, but it's not that great.
I don't think it needed a sequel, to be honest. But,
No, it didn't.
but
It didn't really need a
Incredibles,
film in the first place.
Incredibles wasn't supposed to ever have a sequel, but it had one, and I'm quite happy with it.
Yes, I liked it.
I mean, as sequels go, it's good.
I thought the villain was rather obvious.
Oh yeah, from the start. As soon as the
True.
show, yeah, it's like, oh well, there you go. They're gonna try and do a
You're the bad person.
yes.
I mean, you say it's obvious. It really is, because her name is actually Evelyn Dever, and if you write
Is it
that out,
Evil Endeavour?
Evil
Yeah.
Endeavour, yeah. So it's a bit of a
Did you just get all Tom Malava riddle on us?
Oh, what?
no. It's not a like an anagram.
Yeah, it's not an anagram, it's just the play on words.
It's literally, if you write it out and just pronounce it as you see it, it's Evil Endeavour.
Evil Endeavour.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
No, you hear.
Ah, indeed.
Oh,
Oh, he's a quick one, isn't he?
what if I wrote it down?
Yeah, but if you just
If you
hear
write it down, then you can see it. Okay, so she was obvious, but did she make or break the film to you?
No,
Not at all.
wasn't it? She wasn't important to the plot. She was just a villain.
So she's just something necessary to focus
Yeah.
on the real story of the
A
family.
plot device.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Literally a necessary evil.
exactly. The real sort of aspect of the film was a whole family thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was leaned towards more the character development and the role reversal.
Yeah. Role reversal's been a big part of it, especially throughout both films. If you take it as one big story, you can see how it's sort of it's a dysfunctional family, and then it becomes like, as
You say
Tony says at the
dysfunctional.
end. Go on.
It's like they're just trying to be a normal family, right?
But they have this burden, as they see it, of having powers. Especially the kids. They just want to be normal. Or Violet said that, I remember.
I'd rather have powers.
Yeah, but
I'd
what
want
if
to
your
fly.
whole family had powers? Would you like that?
Yeah,
It would be chaos.
it'd be cool.
No, it wouldn't.
The sibling rivalry would be real. More real.
Well, I read an interview actually yesterday with Brad Bird,
Mm-hmm.
the director, and he was talking about why certain characters have their powers the way they are, and apparently it's based off personality.
Okay, what, from the real world? Of people he knows? Or
No,
just-
based on the characters. So Dash is like fast and irrational, so he runs really fast.
Well, clue's in the name, right?
Yeah, but like his reasoning for Elastigirl was that she's a mom, so
She's got to be flexible.
she's got to be stretched every which way. She's got to be everywhere at once. She's got to do everything. So she's elastic.
Yeah, but wasn't this obvious? Violet's shy, so she wants to be invisible. Mr. Incredible wants to be incredible at everything, so he's big
He
and
wants
strong.
to be the best at
So,
everything, yeah.
Wasn't this like kind of obvious from just watching it?
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why it came up was because they were talking about Jack, about because he's got so many powers.
Well, isn't it like because he's a baby and with babies they can literally be anything?
You're right. That is exactly the reasoning they have for him having so many powers.
Dash is fast, speed, dash quick. Violet, maybe like ultraviolet, because it's invisible. And Jack of all trades.
All trades.
Jack of all
There
trades.
you go.
You got
That's
there.
what
That's
I-
exactly
that's what I
exactly
thought.
what the director said.
Is it? Oh, so maybe I read that somewhere.
Oh no, I think
No, it's obvious. They're literally telling you.
It's true.
I reckon personally he won't have as many powers as he got now. He might have a few, but not as many.
Say that again.
So he's got like what was it, 20 something powers?
It's like about that, yeah. Give or take.
Yeah. Well, he's got 20 odd powers, but I reckon even that you'll end up with a lot less, maybe 10 at
So you
most.
think over time?
Well, yeah, because as his personality develops, it's going to change.
Oh, so you think maybe one will be picked? Like,
I don't think it'll be one. I think it'll be multiple. Because again, as you said, Jack
Yeah.
of all trades. I just don't think you'll have like 20.
This is for a future film, isn't it? They can explain that later. But I think Jack was a great like comedy plot in this film, and he made a lot of scenes really come alive, and it was just hilarious watching him against that raccoon.
I think that's what made everybody. Well, when I was in the cinema anyway, everyone was like just chuckling at it.
The
It
kids
was.
in the cinema went even more mental.
Yes.
But Edna as well, Edna and Jack, that was really funny as well, where he became sort of he morphed her hair and
Edna.
mode,
Actually, the bit that really got me is when Jack was doing it.
darling.
It was weird when he copied her.
Yeah. Well, it was like another power we hadn't seen before, wasn't it?
Mm.
I loved that whole scene. It was absolutely hilarious. Gosh.
I wish it was longer. I mean, they probably have deleted scenes somewhere,
I hope
like
so.
on the DVD.
Galbachi, darling.
Galbachi!
How could you?
Actually, that was a thing. I thought them changing the suit was a bit weird.
I think it was just
But
to
again,
show off the old.
I feel
sort
like
of
it was to make more
Elastigirl.
toys.
Yeah, maybe more toys as well. Maybe.
Different uniform, more toys. Disney, push it. Why do you think there were so many cars in Cars 2? Ridiculous.
Oh, did they actually sell all those toys?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I didn't care about that stuff. I don't look into that.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a thing that sometimes drives story decisions, especially for fully in-house Disney movies. Whereas Pixar is kind of Disney. Well, it is, but it isn't. I don't know if that makes sense.
What point are you trying to get at?
I'm saying if Disney had their way, I reckon it would have a load more characters than it did.
Yeah, but like Disney films don't have loads of characters.
I'm trying to think, what's the last Disney film?
Well, was it Frozen was a Disney film, wasn't it?
Oh, they made so many toys of Frozen.
That is a good point.
Yeah, but how many characters can you name from that though?
I've never seen it.
And then Tangled was another one. Again, there
Tangled.
wasn't like hundreds of characters.
I guess it's like they probably have 10 key sort of people. Probably.
Yeah, there are the main characters.
No,
And
but I
that's
swear,
probably who they'd have as
I swear in
toys,
the
10.
in some of the Frozen stuff, they had a guy who was on screen for like 15 seconds. The worst for it is probably Star Wars, but I bet there's demand for that sort of stuff. Do you reckon?
Yeah, a film having lots of characters in a scene, sometimes you need that for a scene.
I think it was completely unnecessary in this film to have so many superhero characters.
Why was it?
Well, like in the boat when they were doing the signing for the international treaty to make all supers legal across the world, they did have a lot. And
Well,
can
the
you
excuse for
remember
that was
one?
that they were doing one from each country,
Yeah,
right?
because it was representing the world. Like, there's 194 countries in the world, or 100 was around that number.
Can you remember
So,
any though?
But that's not the point. It's about, okay, the world are signing this treaty, so you can't just have 3 flipping people in a room. I just feel like you're being cynical because every time there's more than 2 people on a screen in a Pixar movie, you're saying it's because they're trying to sell merchandise.
We should cut all this.
Why? I don't see why. I just think it's silly. Like,
This isn't much of an
Why-
Incredibles 2
oh.
review.
why are there so many X-Men? They're just doing this. They can sell toys. Let it go.
Let it go.
Hey, what a great tie-in. We've gone back to Frozen.
Give me strength.
Let it go.
You
Let it
conspiracy
go.
theorists, just watch it and enjoy it and stop thinking
Oh,
about.
we're not conspiring.
They're doing this to
We're
sell
giving
merchandise.
We're giving it a review. I was trying to link it into the characters of the second one, the supers. Do you sort of think they have the right sort of direction? A lot of them seemed a bit dumber than what I was sort of hoping.
Yeah, you
for.
think they'd be quite smart with their powers, right?
That's true. They all were rather stupid, weren't they?
Like Crush and Brick.
Brick reminded me of Korg, but stupider. Like,
Korg.
Yeah.
Korg out of Ragnarok, Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Oh no, not really.
But I liked his South African accent.
you know?
That's,
I'm
that's
cool.
not South African. It's Kiwi.
Korg.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought he was South
Kiwi.
African.
Kiwi.
South African.
No.
Kiwi.
Oh. Well, my hearing's going these days, so...
Sorry, what?
Hey.
Not funny. How dare you make fun of his disability? The Scouts would not be proud. Right, so...
Where were we up to?
Well, I like the whole role reversal thing. It's very keeping in time.
So going back to character development, in a way.
Yeah, character development was like the main driver of this film, really, as far as I could tell.
Because role reversal is basically character development with Bob understanding the perspective of Helen, and Helen understanding the perspective of Bob.
Yeah,
Did she, though?
Yeah, well, she was at the police scanner.
Yeah, but did
And she said, "I'm such a
one little
hypocrite."
bit.
Such a hypocrite.
Yeah, but she wouldn't. It wasn't. It was more like a jokey way.
Yeah, but that shows big sort of development, because she went in the first film to like being completely against, they should just be completely underground, in hiding, to being the advocate for superhero rights, if you want to call it that, like for them to have that choice to be super legally. She did a role reversal. She basically did what Bob would have done, and just gone out there not caring about the law and just doing the right thing.
Wasn't she saying like, "Oh, it's still illegal to be a superhero, so why am I doing it?"
She did it. Yeah.
Yeah, she did it.
She said that, but continued so that her kids could have that choice.
Yeah, but she enjoyed it.
She did enjoy it. She did enjoy it, which shows how much of a hypocrite she was for stopping Bob doing it in the first film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you watch these films back to back, you would see like they basically just flipped it on its head.
I
Like,
really like that about it. I really like that arc, because we don't see that in quite a few like rival maybe not rival, but just other sort of genres of superhero movies like Marvel or Justice League. We don't have that family feel. It's quite a nice thing that The Incredibles have been doing, keeping it as one family, focusing solely on the family, like the villain, sort of other supers. I mean, Frozone sort of makes it into that family a little bit, but the film's about the family at the end of the day.
Yeah, you could remove the superpowers and the film would be about the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of lessons to be drawn for every other people, or all the audience members' lives, basically.
Well, I think the thing is, you could swap out the word superhero for anything. So you could say like, oh, I don't know, what's a dangerous occupation? Firefighting. Firefighting's illegal.
Because
it
it's
really makes sense.
too dangerous to health and safety.
So we're going to let people burn alive.
Well, yeah, but they're letting people die when there's no superheroes.
No, but that's not the main reason.
Go ahead.
It's about having vigilantes. It's things that you can't control. Think people you're not employing, so you have no idea who the hell they are. You can't have no legislation to control them. Exactly. You have no insurance on it because it's not accounted for. They come and go as the police. They can't be everywhere. You can't phone them up and rely on them. It's not just because people die.
We're in the same country.
Police kill people.
We're in the same country as Marvel touched on, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why they signed the Sokovia Accords in the first place. The theme of people who are super and like just normal people, I guess it's one that keeps going through our current time for the past few years. Like Marvel's huge, Incredibles 2 continuing to be huge, Justice League as well, that DC film, Green Lantern,
Psych. Green Lantern.
Deadpool.
But no, the best superhero film is Daredevil.
With Ben Affleck.
Who else?
Great film. It was a really good film.
It's the best superhero movie.
He played Daredevil so well.
Yes, he did.
They didn't try and shoehorn a villain in that didn't need to be in the film.
Yes, I'm glad we're agreeing on this.
Alright, we're going to get nowhere at this rate.
It's all good, Player 3. It's all good.
One of the best films ever.
Alright, shut up, Player 1. That's enough.
Okay, we can talk about this later.
You can sort it out in your private time, in your love life.
Sorry, what?
There's just some stuff bubbling up here, viewers, if you haven't already noticed.
Viewers?
Listeners, viewers, yeah, they view the YouTube video, right?
Oh yeah, they're just gonna watch a blank, a static pictures that.
Well, yeah, why not? Who wouldn't? I would.
So the ending, I thought it was alright. It's okay. I liked that they were on a hydrofoil.
Yeah.
That was interesting, but yeah, it was just an alright ending, I suppose.
What do you think about the pacing?
It was okay. It's alright.
Yeah, it was good pace.
I suppose it was just bringing a close to everything that had already kind of been shown. Because again, it wasn't really about the villain as such, was it?
I'd say the villain's actual sort of intentions could have maybe a bit weak in terms of actual villaining, because I noted down that she just doesn't trust technology, and that's why she's using it to cause people to sort of go away from it.
Wait, was it the technology or was it superheroes?
I think it's both. It's because the reason her motives were, we rely too much on technology and other people to solve our problems for us. That's what she was quoted as saying. And other people in this case were supers.
I can't remember talking about technology at all.
I think it's when she had the screensaver proxy.
I know the part you're on about. It's when she's got bloody Elastigirl in that chair.
Also before that, with the pizza guy, like when she's on that, because Screenslaver's doing an audio in the background.
Yeah.
When Elastigirl's like flying through the air, going and finding all the aerials on the roof, and then that big scene where she's fighting the pizza guy. Spoilers. In the hypno sort of room. But I got that as a point, like, that was relevant to our today's society. That we're relying a lot on technology to solve a lot of our problems, and it's, it's at the pace that we're barely able to control it.
Like what?
I just mean like fake news. It's a fast-paced world, guys.
Yeah.
Social media. Come on, this is definitely having an effect on.
Using technology to solve our problems.
Yeah.
Well, how is fake news trying to solve a problem?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's solving a problem with fake news. It's creating more problems, and that's what Evelyn was trying to say.
Okay, so you could take that away from it, but the real driver
I'm
behind it was that
literally
she
quoting her. I'm literally quoting her.
I think what I got from it is the real driver behind it. She didn't want superheroes because we rely on them too much.
Yeah, that's what I got from it.
Yeah, but I found the quote. Superheroes are a danger
Okay.
because it makes people rely on them too much, and people become lazy and expect others and technology to solve all their problems of their society. That's why she did both hand in hand. So she took over the screens to hypnotize the whole world, to get the superheroes out of hiding, to solve the issues.
Okay, I see.
So it's sort of intertwined plot point, but it doesn't strike to everyone's mind. I literally had to find that quote.
Yeah, that wasn't
So
made
it
very
shows
obvious.
it shows how it's a weaker plot point.
Well, I mean, personally, I think not so much in like spoken plot, but point of the film, it was about how it's keeping with modern days. The whole sort of sisters are doing it for themselves, with like female villain, female hero,
Violet as well. She's super
Violet
powerful.
taking a
Yeah.
leading role.
That's part of a character development, though, isn't it?
Character development.
Dad being at the
We will have a
stay-at-home
character
dad.
development counter.
Every time we say character development or talk about it.
Character development, ding. And then also, what did they say at the end? Violet was on about her getting a slap on the wrist when Evelyn's arrested because she's
Because she's
rich,
rich, yeah.
rich
Yeah,
and
because she's
female?
rich. I mean,
Oh,
that-
She'll just get a
that-
slap on the wrist.
Is
yeah.
too close to home, probably.
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it's true. Like, I've got loads of money, so,
Yeah, you could be rich and female and you could kill someone and it wouldn't be fine. Like,
Real life example coming in. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Caitlyn Jenner, didn't she kill someone in a car crash?
Did
Did
she?
she?
Yeah, if you Google it, I'm pretty sure she killed someone in a car crash. I mean, that's funny because well, I think she was a woman at the time.
Are you trying to do a woman driver joke?
No, I'm on about because
Oh.
she wasn't a woman and now she's a woman. But she killed the person when she was a woman, so it's fine. She hasn't, she? I'm pretty sure it was a car crash. Is this
Oh,
confirmed?
avoids charges over fatal crash. That was
Yeah,
in
okay.
2015. Gosh.
Yeah, okay, was right then.
But true.
It was
you're
ruled there was
right.
not enough evidence to secure a conviction.
Money, money, money.
That's what good lawyers do, even if you don't have a real vagina.
I think an inversion process was created. Without going too much into detail, don't look up the video, guys.
They got a pickaxe.
Oh! Moving on. The visuals, I really enjoyed.
Of what? The pickaxe? Oh,
No, of The Incredibles. God.
incredible.
I love the mansion reveal.
Yeah, that
like-
was good.
Elastigirl monorail sort of
Yeah, that was good.
action sequence was great. I loved it. Lighting. Pixar have got their whole thing down to a T. I don't know how they can make it much better, like visually. I don't know where they can take this in the future.
Well, I think they're going to be careful because of the uncanny valley situation where if it becomes so real, it's creepy.
Yeah, like
Depends
if
how
it gets
much,
any
yeah.
better, it's basically like real life.
At that point, they can get actors to do it, can't they?
But I thought it felt like it was a 60s film, basically, from the whole setting and everything. I really enjoyed that. So that's another star on my rating.
Yeah, I suppose.
I would
felt
say
very
it felt like the
60s to
first
me.
film.
Didn't honestly, right, when I was younger and I watched the first film, didn't realise it was set in the 60s. That's all.
Really? But didn't you
No.
notice the cars?
Did the
and
music
s-
not give it away?
No.
The
not at all.
technology they were using was a bit crap.
No. When I was younger, I wasn't really watching it for that. I was just watching superheroes.
Alright, but now you're 14 years older.
And honestly, again, didn't really notice.
There you go. Some people never change. Again, all the visuals mixed with the score, I really of the music, I really enjoyed.
The score was glorious. It was,
Big.
yeah.
It was alright.
I love. Alright,
What
some
do you mean it was
people-
alright?
Some people just.
It
wanna
was
watch the world burn.
fantastic. The
Button
music.
pressed.
Some men.
I feel like Dexter's sister. What does this button do? Oh, that's what it does.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
it was alright. Music was okay.
But the only thing I felt it suffered with was in the first film there were a lot more montage sort of sequences with Mr. Incredible and like
Yeah.
his training.
Oh, when he was training,
I
yes.
love that training like montages. Absolute. I think it's definitely up there in one of my all-time memories of when watching.
I
the
mean,
film.
technically
It's
there was a
so
training
memorable.
There was a training montage with him this time as well.
Reading a book.
What?
Well, yeah,
you're
he was
talking
training to
about
be a parent.
Doozles are
properly.
doozing.
Yeah.
All the doodles are a doozle land.
But was there like music in the back of that you remember? I thought it was silent.
Mhm.
I thought
That's
there was
not sure.
music.
Was there music? I don't know.
I didn't really.
There
There's
was
not really tend
definitely
to be
music
quiet
with, like,
sections.
the mansion montage thing, which was great.
The
when
mansion
Dash was playing with the
montage did
remote
make me
and all
laugh.
that.
But the mansion does clearly belong to someone who's evil.
Why?
But it's Winston's mansion, and
Yeah.
he said
Evil?
he bought it from an eccentric billionaire. I genuinely think it was like a Batman reference.
Do you reckon? No wait. Do you reckon it's the guy who bought Mr. Incredible's car?
The Incredible. No, I don't think it's that deep. I think it was a Batman reference because they had the waterfall exit for Elastigirl. That's what I thought.
It wasn't the villain from the first movie, was it?
Oh, you think it's Syndrome's mansion? That would be quite cool if it was.
They wouldn't
Maybe
have
there's a
bought it from
reference in
him
there.
though. Like, maybe they would have. I don't know.
Right. I would rate the film 6 out of 7.
I'm going to agree with you there. I mean, I think it stands alone in itself, but when it's with the first one, I think it's just a great set of films, and it will be remembered for a long time. You know, the icing on the cake wasn't there with the villain, I feel, but I don't think it needs to really exist to make the story incredible.
It's
the
a great
family
film.
vibe I love. I just love it.
Yeah, it's a great film with powerful music. The story was good, but obviously the villain had something. It was lacking something with the villain.
There was
Um,
something wrong with her, man.
But I think everything else they did was done really well. So I would give this 6 out of 7 stars. But then again, no
So
film's
we've got
perfect.
6 out of 7 across the board. That's good.
So it's a group 6 out of 7 review, and I think we would all recommend it.
Oh, definitely.
I would recommend it to anybody, even if they're not a fan of Pixar or the last one.
Even if they were blind and deaf.